Guys and dolls, Freedom Dad here. And just want to say thank you to all the guys that give me so much love over the last couple of days. And it's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm trying to be serious here because there's a serious topic to talk about. So, some of you in Northern Ireland will have seen the Sunday World piece that they done again this week, double spread. And I need to address it. I need to address it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go on about it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to show you it. But it's the same rhetoric that you get for anybody like me that does stuff that I'm doing, um, are going to get attacked by the media. And it's a concerted effort to stop me going to Dublin. It's a concerted effort to stop me doing the good in Northern Ireland to bring the communities together. You know, now they're saying I've been directly threatened and not to go back to Dublin. You guys in Dublin can give me some feedback on that. I'm a patriot, and I'm not going to be threatened not to go anywhere. The other thing is they're going on about the Shangle Butchers again. I have to keep saying this. Well, I'm only going to say this one more time. I was orphaned at 8. I do not have any family in the world. Okay, I was arrested in Northern Ireland and taken to Scotland. You know what I mean? I've never been arrested in Edinburgh or stayed in a house in Edinburgh. I have nothing to do with the Shangle Butchers. Okay, nothing to do with them at all. Um, you know, the other thing they got wrong. I got 18 years, not 17 years. So loads of lies. Again, they put me under a lot of threat. And it's not just that. They go on about the bombings in Dublin by the UVF many years ago. And as if I'm involved in it. I wasn't involved in none of that. It's got nothing to do with me. And it was a long time ago, and they're dragging stuff from the past to try and get me hurt. This is what the papers are doing. They know exactly what they're doing. They're going to cause problems for my own community. You know what I mean? Because of me, stuff's getting dragged up from the past. The Shangle Butchers, the bombings in Ireland. You know what I mean? All to make me look really, really bad in the eyes of Catholics and Southerners. And at the end of the day, I've got my platform to come back and say to you it's lies. You know what I mean? But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's not going to change anything. We know what they're doing. We know they're controlled by the government. We know there's a lot of whispering and to and fro from high up above right now because of what I'm doing on the streets of Northern Ireland and Ireland. And, like I say, it's not something I find hard or difficult or something that I struggle with. It's something I get up every morning and feel in my heart that what I need to do. I need to do it for my daughter, you know. I need to do it for the future of our country. And this is what they're going to keep on doing. They're going to keep on trying to wedge that divide between us because we're easier to control. And this is a message to everybody in my community, Protestants, whoever you are, do not let the newspapers or the government do this to us. You know what I mean? Remember who I am. I'm not here to cause problems. I'm not here to take anything away from anybody or anything that would harm my community, my people, my traditions, and my culture. I'm doing the opposite. I'm trying to make sure I protect them going forward. At the same time, bringing Catholics and Protestants together. At the same time, communicating with the Souths. And I know it sounds mental, being a loyalist, being a Protestant, enjoying the bonfires, enjoying the 12th, the Battle of the Boyne, and still being able to communicate with Catholics, still being able to communicate with the Southern Irish people. It sounds mad, and it's so mad they can't understand it. They can't get their head around it. So now they're starting a real effort that caused me problems that could end my life. This is how serious it is from either one, from my side or from their side, because so much is getting brought up because of Freedom Dad. But it's not because of Freedom Dad, it's because what Freedom Dad's doing. So you got to remember that it isn't because of me, Mark Sinclair. It's because of Freedom Dad and what Freedom Dad's doing and the good that he's doing for our country and for our people, for both sides, for all our traditions and all our cultures. Because it's simple, guys. As long as we're divided, we're weak. You must see that by now. Look back in the last 40, 50 years. Look what's been going on in both our countries. Look deep into it. Research it. You'll understand. You will understand then. You know, Freedom Dad is doing good. They don't want Freedom Dad doing good because they know that good is going to make us so strong that they won't be able to do nothing. They will have no control over us, and us together will be able to fight anything that comes while not fighting each other. And, that just goes with the territory. What I'm doing, they're not fighting with each other, comes along with it. Because we build relationships, we build friendships, we communicate. But yes, we do have hardliners in the south. who would like to see me not go down there because of the hatred in their heart. And my message to them is lose the hatred. There's no room for hate in this world anymore. Not for Christians, not for Protestants and Catholics. You know, Sinn Féin, right now, is Brits out and anybody else in. Is that what you want, Southerners, for your community? Is that what you truly want? Is this where we are right now? West Belfast, Bogside, Crossmaglen. Is that what you want? You want us out and others in? You want Protestants out, other Christians out? Is that the direction you are wanting to go? That's not fair on your own people. It's not fair on your children. It's not fair on your grandchildren. Because I know what's coming after that. And it's like you're sacrificing everything you fought for, everything you know, just to spite yourselves on us. We are not the enemy. Them days are gone. You've got no enemies here. There's no enemies in Northern Ireland for you Southerners. You've got nothing but friends here. And don't let the haters break that friendship up, guys. There's more views than there is of them. And it's going to be more and more views and less than them as we go forward. And whether they do something to me or not, nobody's going to stop what's coming. Nobody's going to stop us joining together as patriots. There'll be more people come along after me to keep doing what I've been doing. I've no doubt about that. No doubt about that. And whether it takes 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, we will come together as Christians, you know. But them 10, 15 or 20 years might be too late. So take advantage of what we've got now. This is an opportunity for everybody in Northern Ireland and the South, Protestants and Catholics, to make a change in this country, to protect everything we know. And we don't want to take nothing away from nobody. And we don't expect to give anything up. You know, we can go forward together, combined, under one banner of Christianity. So, guys, it's getting dangerous. You know, a lot of people around me are saying, I'm having to make a lot of phone calls a day. A lot of stuff's going on, and it is really, really dangerous. But the main thing is I know in my heart I've got the protection of God, and I know in my heart I'm doing the right thing. If there was any inkling at all that I was making any mistakes, I would not do this to my loved ones or to my daughter. You know, so I pray to God that the people of Northern Ireland, Southern Ireland, understand that Freedom Dad is not a threat. Freedom Dad isn't anything to do with the Shankill Butchers. I've got nothing to do with the bombs going off in Dublin many years ago. But this is all they've got. Can you not see that? How desperate they are? They're dragging up stuff that's years and years ago, and they'll keep dragging up stuff from years and years ago, and there'll be more attacks. And I'm ready for them attacks. I am ready because I've got God on my side. I've had the protection of God, and maybe my mum, maybe my dad, who's still up there looking down on me. I don't know, but I know I have the protection, and I walk with absolute sincerity and positivity, knowing that everything I'm doing is by the grace of God, and I will always be protected. And you know, God help any man that goes up against a man like me, because all I'm doing is doing God's work down here where the devil walks. Never forget that. And this is what happens to people like me. And there will be more that comes after me, and you'll see more everything that happens. People who are being attacked by anybody are the ones you should protect, the ones you should stand up for, the ones you should listen to, just like Tommy Robinson. And I'm never nowhere near the man of Tommy Robinson, and I probably never will be. But what I'm trying to say, for the people that come after me, remember what happened to me. If anything does happen to me, always remember the Freedom Dad did tell you and warned you. So in the future, pay attention to people that they attack. That's it. I'm going for a barbecue. I'm going to have a wee drink in a barbecue with friends and what I call family. The people I trust the most, who have got around me right now, because I have to have them around me because of what's going on, because of the danger that the papers have put me under. you know. Some of you won't understand where it's coming from my side. I'm not under any direct threat, but these kind of threats you don't see coming, guys. You know what I mean? And like I say, my message to my community is I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm trying to protect our kids and our grandchildren. I'm trying to protect our lands. I'm trying to protect our bonfires and our 12ths. That's it, you know. And I'm a Christian, so why am I not going to reach out to other Christians? You know, let's not leave it too late. Let's not leave it until we're really desperate and like going to each other in a desperate times. Let's do it when we're calm, relaxed, and in a mature adult way. Putting down the past, understanding everybody lost a lot of people on both sides, and what I've been through with the IRA and what they've done to my community growing up, and I'm prepared to lift my head up and say, you know what, I understand what that was about, but we need to move on. It is time to move on, and the government are hating it. For the first time in Northern Ireland, we're moving on. For the first time in Northern Ireland, we're taking steps towards proper peace, not the plastic peace that they've given us down, where they've still got the hatred and they've divided. More peace walls now than there was in the conflict. That's not a peace that I recognise. The real peace is coming, and the real peace is going to be done by the people. No anybody else, no politicians or anybody else, not the IRA or any other paramilitaries. The peace will come through the people on the street, you know. And this is a time when you need to stand up, every single one of you, and protect what you know and who you know and what you believe in. I'm relying on the Patriots of Ireland and Northern Ireland to be there for me when I need them. I'm Freedom Dad, and God bless.